16 years ago, I walked into this place for the first time. Well, not the very first time, but the first time in a long time. And I felt at home. And I felt like this was a place God wanted me to be, at least for a season. So I came and I was just a part of the congregation. And I worshiped with you, and I got to know you as a congregation well. And it wasn't long before I began to be part of the worship team. I played bass, I did a little bit of singing. Not long after I started being part of the worship team, Pastor Ed came to me and asked if I would fill in on a Sunday, and I said, sure. It's not something I'd done before. I'd been part of a worship team, but I'd never led one. But I figured, why not? I'll give it a shot. And so I did that, and within a couple of months, he asked me to do it again. And then before long, I found out that I was going to be asked to do it on a full-time basis. It was an exciting time for me. And so I set out to do that, and it was a great season of learning for me, of stretching me. I had no inkling as I was preparing for ministry in college that I would ever do worship ministry. After about 2 years of doing that on a part-time basis, I really felt God speaking to me that it was becoming time for me to seek a full-time opportunity. I went to Pastor Ed and let him know that I would be looking to see what was available outside of the church. And within just a few weeks, he came back to me and said, Alan, would you even be open if we could find a full-time position here for you? I said, if you could find a full-time position here, I'd love that. I love this congregation. I love what's going on. And so we began that conversation, and about 6 months after that initial conversation, I was able to be brought on full-time as your associate pastor. And now it's 13 years later, and I feel like God is once again moving me and preparing me for something different. Over these last 13 years, it's been my job, it's been my role to be the number 2 guy, to be the support, to encourage the senior leader. But through all that time, God has been growing me. He's been doing things inside of me to prepare me for the next step. And that next step is coming. Matter of fact, this Sunday, as you're looking at this, I will be in Darlington, South Carolina, candidating to be their next senior pastor. It's an exciting time for me and my family. We are nervous about it, but we're excited about it. We feel like God is leading us. So we really would appreciate your prayers as we move into this next season of ministry. And we look forward to seeing you next week as we celebrate the conclusion of my ministry here and hopefully launching me into the next phase of my ministry. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for loving me and my family. And you will always have a place in our heart. We love you.